An attempt was made in 30 counties across the state today to break the world record in training community members in CPR.
It's part of a partnership with a research initiative at Duke University. Max Alfonso is in Jacksonville and spoke with people today about the goal they've set. Max.
Courtney, Dave, I'm here at Onslow Memorial Hospital, which was one of several locations in Onslow County where they're hosting this training. 30,000 people is the goal. That number across the state aims to break a world record set in 2019 in India of over 28,000 participants being trained in CPR. But breaking the record is just part of the mission.
Because you never know who's going to go into cardiac arrest, and if you had that training, you can bridge that gap between the time the person collapses and the time that EMS arrives on scene.
Wednesday in Onslow County, there were 7 locations where people could go and get training, including Albert J. Ellis Airport and the Onslow Memorial Hospital. Noah Moore, the Onslow County EMS support chief, says that doing this doesn't get you CPR certified, but you learn the proper way to perform CPR when time is running out.
We'll get training on the correct technique, the correct rate, and how to perform CPR if somebody were to go into a cardiac arrest.
Nancy Pate, the Onslow Memorial Hospital emergency educator, says if you see someone go into cardiac arrest, the only wrong thing to do is walk away.
Like data shows that if somebody falls out from a cardiac arrest in the mall, they only have a 25% chance that somebody's going to do something. So the initiative of this is really doing something versus doing nothing. To be fair, the only thing wrong you can do is walk away.